everybody, it's Lavetta Jenkins right here, She Busy Productions on YouTube, and I'm here because Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 4 leaked on the internet today. I watched it while I was at work, and I could not wait to get home and recap this episode for you. Now, if you want to watch it on Sunday like everybody else, fine. If you want some spoilers, today is your day because I'm getting ready to give them to you. Now, let me tell you this. Just because I watched it doesn't mean I'm not going to watch it and live tweet it again on Sunday. This episode was so good. I don't even know the name of it because I didn't look. But this one should seriously be called DRACARYS, honey. That should be the name of this episode. We'll get into why in just a couple seconds. Let me gather my thoughts. I'm coming right back. All right, so this episode pretty much starts off with, can't remember how it starts off. Let's go there. Can't remember how it starts off because, like I said, I was trying to watch it at work. Y'all know I'm a radio personality, so I was trying to watch and be on the air at the same time, and it was a whole lot of this and this and this. Couldn't really do it. But let me tell you what happens in this episode. I'm not going to be able to give you all of it because I want you to watch it on Sunday. But let me give you the key bullet points and then, a play-by-play. Arya does make it home. She can't get past the guards. They tried to play her because they're like, you're not Arya Stark. And she was like, yeah. She was like, let me talk to my brother Jon Snow and he'll vouch. And he was like, he's thousands of miles away and you would have to speak to Lady Stark. She said, who's in charge of Winterfell? They were like, you would have to speak to Lady Stark. She was like, my sister is home. You tell my sister that her sister is home, and if she find out that you didn't let me in, y'all gonna have some problems. So they escort her in, and they tell her wait there. They going to check with Sansa to see if she can come in. They turned around. She's gone because y'all know Arya is no one. They go tell Sansa, hey, we had her. We don't know where she went. Sansa's like, I know where she is. She finds her in the crypt, down there looking at their father's tomb. Okay, you got that? You got it. Bran is talking to Mira. Mira's telling him that she needs to go home because remember in the last episode, Bran came home? So Bran and Mira are talking. He's still being goofy and creepy, and I can't. But Mira's telling him she needs to go home because when they come, meaning the Whites, she needs to be with her family. And he was really ungrateful, and she was like, my brother gave his life for you. Hodor gave his life for you. I almost gave my life for you, and this is how you act? Like, he was like, I'm not Bran Stark, I'm the three-eyed raven. Whatever. Okay, so like I said, Sansa and Arya meet up in the crypt, and she said, how did you make it back to Winterfell? Arya pretty much tells her, long story, and Sansa was like, yeah, mine's long too. But Arya says, I'm quoting, I'm looking down because I took notes while I was working. Y'all pray for me. She says, our stories are not over yet. Then Sansa tells her that Bran is home too, and she's like, lit, gotta go see my brother. However, when they first meet up, she was like, so am I to call you Lady Stark? Sansa was like, yeah, like, yes. And I was like, she ain't got to call you that, whatever. So they both go off to see Bran. He's sitting in the Godswood up under the tree, really being creepy. Arya hugs him. And, you know, he's, like I said, he's being creepy. He ain't important right now. Arya is sword playing with Brienne of Tarth. And when I tell you Arya done stepped up her sword game, she bested Brienne several times. And then they got into doing it for real because Brienne is like, you too young for this. Where you getting that from? And Arya was just like, girl, you don't know. I done had me some trials and tribulations. So Littlefinger and Sansa are watching. Sansa kind of looks like she ain't really liking the fact that Arya is taking away her friend. Whatever, we're gonna pray about her too. But Littlefinger's watching. Arya happens to look up and you can see that she does not like him. However, the best story is not what's going on in Winterfell at all. Theon washes up on shore in a boat, like a dinghy, with some other men that were bested in that big battle with Euron. And he runs into Jon Snow. Jon yoked him up because Theon was like, is your sister okay? Did she get there? And he was like, the only reason why you still alive is because of what you did for my sister. Other than that, player, like... So there's that. Theon has to admit to everybody that Euron stole Yara. And it ain't looking real good for them because now they're a little mad. Dany has a little spat with Tyrion because Tyrion's like, we got to stick to the plan. She's like, I'm done sticking to your plan. Last time we listened to your plan, our whole fleet and everybody got captured and did away with. And I can't listen to your plans anymore because they keep failing. She is deciding to ride off and go pick this fight with the armies. I don't think she should go because your queen shouldn't really go, but she's dead set on going. Okay, whatever. Jaime and Bran run up on Dickon Tarly, Samwell's brother, and he's kind of upset about what happened with some of his friends at Highgarden because he grew up with them. He was really cool with them because, you know, they live over there where it's like nice and green and spring-like. So he's still like, well, you know, I'm gonna fight for y'all, but that was kind of foul what y'all did to my friends. They're like, okay, first they found his name. They called him Rickon, and he was like, it's Dickon, and they was like, they laughed at his name. I felt bad for homie because your name is Dick on Tarly. Okay. They are like, you know, yes, we're going to get into this battle. You know, we're going to have to do all of this. And they're really strategizing. They got all their army men there, shields. They're really prepping for a war that they think is going to be a little while off. Next thing you know, they hear all this thunder. Now, this is where it get good. I don't care about nothing else that happened at the other places. Like I said, want you to watch on Sunday. So that's why I'm giving you a quick rundown. They hear all of this thunder, thunder, thunder. And I'm like, oh, what we finna do? So they heard this thunder and they was like, everybody grab your stuff, grab your shields. You see men grabbing shields, grabbing their weapons, all this stuff. And thousands of Dothraki are running toward them. Well, not running, riding toward them on their horses. And Jaime is like, oh, we got this. Then you hear, like the dragon, it's Drogon and Dany is on his back and I'm like, oh, we finna get it in. I love Jaime and I know I really shouldn't and I really have a fondness for Bran of the Blackwater, but honey, what I tell you, I got excited when I saw them Dothraki coming and Dany on the back of Drogon. I could barely contain myself, and like I said, I was at work trying to watch this, so what I did was, side note, I paused it because I had to finish doing what I had to do and I knew this was getting ready to get good. It's in the last 10 minutes of the episode and I was like, I can't start watching this right now because I gotta pay attention. So I put it on pause, got done with everything I had to do, and the minute I got done with work, I was like, and play, because I was hoping that the leaked episode was gonna still be available, and it was. It is not now, but it was then. That's why I'm giving you the rundown. So Jaime's like, oh snap, they got a dragon and it ain't looking good. The Dothraki ride in hard, right? They're coming, and before they meet up, Dany was like, DRACARYS, and it was just like flames. Drogon lit up the whole first, like, what is that, the front line? He lit up the whole front line. Men are burning, screaming, running. Jaime is just like, I promise you, that was his face. That was his face. Him and Bran. He told Bran go get, what is that? The big crossbow thing. I think he called it Scorpion. Not really sure because, like I said, I was trying to like multitask and stuff, and I was really trying to soak all the episode in before the leak went away. So he told him to go get the Scorpion. I don't know what that is, but I think I know what that is. That's that big crossbow that they showed Cersei in the last episode. Okay, so Jaime takes off. I don't really know what he's doing, but he took off. And the Dothraki clash, and it's like near slaughter. Because you know Dothraki, they know how to fight on horses. But some of the horses are getting stabbed, some of the Dothraki getting killed. It's like, it's not equal. Let me not lie. It wasn't equal. Jaime and them army was getting slaughtered. But the Dothraki, you know, they were losing a couple men here and there. Then, next thing you know, Jaime's army starts loosing arrows, both at the Dothraki and up at Drogon. So Drogon is doing serious damage, wiping them out. Oh my God, wiping them out. DRACARYS just fire everywhere. Dany on the back just with that little subtle smirk like, ha, you thought you had me? You really don't. Jaime tells he draws back, calls the archers to aim at Drogon only because, you know, the other people who are burning, they can just fight and burn. But he needs to take out the dragon because the dragon is like murderalizing them. I made that word up. I think I heard it in a cartoon. Whatever. Getting back to it. So Drogon's still flaming it up. Dany, they're shooting stuff, but Dany is not hit. They did catch Drogon a little bit with like a couple little tiny arrows, but they're not doing nothing to him because he's got like this, you can't see my hands, he's got like armor at his chest, so they ain't really doing nothing. So Jaime sends Bran, like I said, for that crossbow scorpion thing. Bran is running because there's a Dothraki on his tail. Not running, he's riding a horse, and the Dothraki is on his tail. The Dothraki dude bends down and whoop, cuts off a leg off Bron's horse. Fighting dirty, honey. That horse ain't did nothing to nobody. So now Bran is on foot. He's cutting through a little stuff, getting through a little tents and wagons and thing they had. And I mean, his wagons burning everywhere, still rolling with horses and stuff. And he gets into like this bigger wagon. The Dothraki guy runs up on the wagon, pulls back like the little curtains. Bron's standing there like, ha! And looses one of the humongous crossbows into the Dothraki guy. Shoots right through his heart. He's stuck to another wagon. Bron's like, yes. Drops the sides of the covered wagon, and here's like a big platform for this crossbow. That's the best thing I can call it, is like a really humongous crossbow. And then, like I said, let me get back to my notes, because honey, I could just rattle on. Drogon is still at it, tearing it up. There's so much destruction. That's what I said. Drogon's still at it. So much destruction. Bran is trying to get the crossbow reloaded. Cut away. Tyrion's standing up on like a bluff. So I think that's maybe what they call it. Standing on a bluff watching. And he's like, this don't look good. But he knows that they can win it. So Tyrion's watching, like I said, from afar off. He sees the flaming wagon with the horses still drawing it. Drogon circles back. Dany's coming toward Jaime, and the men are all running and stuff. Bran let one loose. It misses them, and Dany was like, what the world was that big old thing? And she's like, oh, y'all trying to hurt my baby. So next thing you know, the men are standing in line with their arrows trying to get ready for Drogon, and before they could even loose their arrows, Drogon just lets loose all this fire, and the men right there by Jaime turn to ashes. Complete ashes. Then Bran aims, lets it loose, like I said, flies, miss. She sees the scorpion thing. She doubles back because she wants to burn the big crossbow. So then Bran reloads. He's trying. He aims. He fires. She's saying DRACARYS as he's trying to do all of this. And before Drogon could let off the fire, he gets struck. Drogon gets struck. And now he's kind of like pummeling. He's trying to figure out how to land. Daenerys is like, oh my God, what's really finna happen here? Because you done hurt my child, and he's gonna crash land. So he lands safely, like on his back legs, and he's mad and he's screaming. She gets off and she's trying to pull the big crossbow arrow thing out. Jaime sees this and starts riding toward her. Tyrion's up on the bluff like, don't you do it, you idiot, don't you do it. He's riding toward her. She's pulling it out. And as Jaime is he picks up a spear from out of somebody's body. He picks up a spear and he's riding toward her. She turns around and he goes to throw it at her, and she's like, DRACARYS. And Drogon is like he's spitting the fire, and right before it reaches Jaime, I don't know who it was. I think it could have been Bran, because we ain't see Bran after some stuff happened. Jaime is knocked off and into the water, because there's like that big sea there. He's knocked off. He's into the water. You don't see who it was who kind of knocks him out, but the final scene of this is Jaime sinking backwards, kind of like Jack did in, what was that? Titanic. Kind of like Jack did in Titanic, just kind of like floating like this, and he's going down into the dark, and everything goes black. When I tell y'all I was screaming and hollering, first of all, here's my thing. I want to know who that was. I think it was Bran or Dickon. Not sure, because Dickon was coming through saving some days a couple, 2-3 times, and I never saw if he died or not. But this is my big thought. Is Jaime dead? I wasn't ready if Jaime is dead. I'm not really prepared for Jaime to be dead, because I think Jaime is going to turn around and like turn against Cersei. I hope. But I hope Jaime's not dead. So I've given you like the quickest of briefest rundowns ever. However, I'm still going to be watching and live tweeting on Sunday, because now the episode is gone. All the leaks are gone. I can't find a leak to save my life because I wanted to rewatch it. But this was the best episode ever. Now, season 6 was the best season to date. However, well, there was the red wedding, but we won't talk about that. Season 6 was like the most lit episode, the most lit season ever. However, we're already into, what is this, episode 4? And episode 4 has eclipsed quite a lot, because, I mean, once the Dothraki and that dragon showed up, it was over, my loves. It was over. Definitely encourage you to watch the episode when it airs on Sunday. Pay no attention to a leak. If you want to watch the leak, go right ahead. If you want to watch this, go right ahead. Because listen, full of spoilers. That's what I do. However, I'm watching again because this just made me want to watch it again. This was so good, I can't even take it. But yeah, if you saw the leak, let's talk about it down in the comments below. Share the video with a friend, whatever you got to do. And this makes me want to ask another question. There was a leak that happened, I think in December, of the whole script of the season. Now, I can get a hold of that and read it and tell you what's going to happen. Let me know if you want that. Definitely let me know if you want that, because I wouldn't want to spoil the whole season if you didn't want me to spoil the whole season for you. But yeah, oh my God, this was the best episode ever. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry this was so brief and all over the place, but listen, when I got this, I could not hold it. DRACARYS, honey. That should be the name of this episode. Don't even know what it was. Should have been DRACARYS, and that's all. All right, everybody, this is Lavetta Jenkins for She Busy Productions, and I'll see you all in the next one.